Ik ben Hans Lambeau, hoofdredacteur van Database Magazine. En dit keer is mijn gast op BI-platform John Ladley, onafhankelijk consultant. Welcome, John. John, today on our Congress you were talking about the cost and benefits of BI. But I don't think that's an issue at all, because everybody knows what the cost and benefits of BI are, don't they?
Well, that's not entirely true. What we're discovering is that many organizations don't know what the real cost of business intelligence is. And my talk, or the discussion we had today, went over several areas that organizations need to look into and determine what their true cost of business intelligence is. Because until you discover the true cost, you really can't discover the true benefit. After all, a benefit equation is some return less some cost equals some benefit. And if that cost number is distorted, then you presume too much. Mm-hmm. And what we've discovered in our practice is that there are many other components of the cost of business intelligence that are not being recorded by organizations. And they're finding themselves, when they do delve into this, to be quite surprised at the result.
But isn't looking for the benefits of BI the same as looking for the benefits of the nose wheel of an airplane?
Well, the nose wheel of an airplane does keep the nose off the ground. But once you've accomplished that, people begin to not see the benefit of the nose wheel. It fades into the background. And that's what's happened with business intelligence benefits. It's there. It seems to be ubiquitous. And the fact is that we've after a few decades of business intelligence, we've become complacent. I hear too many times that the benefit of our business intelligence environment will be better decision making or faster access to data. Well, those are two items that the average CEO of the average company does not care about. What the average CEO cares about is more customers, lower expenses, managing my risks. But we don't state business intelligence benefits in those terms. My point is that we need to go back to doing that. We need to take a look at the business strategy. We need to determine how we will use our business intelligence facilities to achieve the business strategy, then decompose from that analysis of usage what the requirements of our business intelligence environment need to be. That gives you a business-aligned approach to business intelligence. Without that, you're merely producing reports that someone is asking for quicker and better. And as I told one client recently, that means you can make the bad decisions you've been making quicker than you ever have before.
Mm-hmm. Most people will say, well, the cost of BI, that's easy. That's something to do with licenses and some people. But I think that's just the tip of the iceberg, isn't it?
A quick discourse on the elements of the true total cost of ownership of BI. First, let's break them into the simple components of people, process, and technology. Then let's look at the people cost. It's not just the support team to run the data warehouse or provide advice to the business user on how to build a query or deliver a report. That's easy to find. Other people costs are what amount of time is being spent by business users downstream with those reports, or, and more importantly, what is being done with the data that the data warehouse team does not know about. What I would call shadow IT or shadow BI. That is, spreadsheets and access databases that are cobbled together from other sources. And then they take those sources and work and massage them and put them with something else. That people cost is unaccounted for. Mm-hmm. So let's now go to the process part. Well, those people that are massaging all that data are in basically designing processes. They are doing from an extract, transform, or load concept, exactly what the data warehouse team does also, only they're doing it manually, without data controls, possibly without good data quality, and more importantly, without adherence to perhaps some compliance regulations or some governance aspects. So now you have another layer of cost, which is the activity of maneuvering data around that nobody sees. And in many business departments, I can see 50, 60, 70% of a business department's activity is data processing in the old-fashioned sense of the word of data processing. Third, let's look at the technology part. Besides the core technologies to support the warehouse and those servers and such, we have storing and managing thousands upon thousands of access databases, some of which might live on a jump drive that is taken out of the organization. We have what I call the legacy spreadsheet or the mission critical spreadsheet, where you're consolidating your financial statements and managing the company on a departmental server. The costs of those servers are unknown. Many companies, if you really press them hard to say, what is your true data landscape? Show me at the push of a button the entire landscape of where your data is, what you have, where's the redundancy, where does it sit. They cannot do that. And when my organization has gone out and truly taken an inventory, what we've discovered are orders of magnitude of additional cost for storing and managing all this data than they thought they were originally managing.
What do you think? Is shadow IT a threat?
I would not call shadow IT a threat. Some CIOs view it as a threat. I view it as a problem to be managed. Now, shadow IT could be a political threat to somebody, but it's also a political weapon to the person who has the shadow IT. So the politics and the organizational aspect aside, we do want business users to use information. That's where business intelligence has its strength. However, we don't want to go overboard. We don't want to be excessive. We don't want to just deliver everything to the business user asks for. I make a distinction between wants and needs. Business users will come to a data warehouse department and say, I want all of the data so I can do some analysis. To give them all of the data is irresponsible. If IT's role is data management, they have abrogated that responsibility. If their role is information architecture, they're failing to do their job as architects. If the business's role is to manage risk and manage costs and deliver business results, they are also taking what I call a lazy path as well, because just getting all the data and playing with it and creating a cloud of dust may or may not necessarily create a valid conclusion. Mm-hmm. So the answer is in between. The answer is to manage data distribution along not wants but business needs. That is, if the business wants to increase market share, what is the information that is needed to calculate the programs or design the programs to create market share? Mm-hmm. Deliver that information. Nothing more, nothing less, to the right people at the right time. From the business standpoint is to partner with IT and say, here is what we want to accomplish in the business. Be transparent to IT and say, here is our business plan. And then partner with IT and say, and agree, this is what we need to do our work. Otherwise, everyone is guessing. And then there's a lot of activity, but in my experience, not a lot of results.
Thanks very much for being our guest, John.
Thank you.